So, Avowed. It's been a pretty controversial topic for the past couple of days with very mixed reviews. Some people love it, others hate it. I personally am a little torn. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't believe it should have had a $70 price tag on it. I got it with Game Pass, so I didn't spend a dime, but if you did tank that price tag, I could imagine you're at least a little disappointed. But also just get Game Pass. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad game. However, it definitely has some flaws that keep it from being great. I have little to no major flaws with the game. However, there are a hefty amount of minor things that really add up. But again, they're not that bad unless one of them gets me killed. If you want my quick and dirty review, I believe this game is a solid 7.5. But now I want to get to the actual review. Something I really enjoy is how the game handles story and choices. Nearly every decision has a small impact on the world. I of course want to keep this spoiler free, but there were many times where a decision I believe didn't matter ended up getting an NPC killed. Now normally I wouldn't care. In most other story games, I never care too much with my choices, especially with random NPCs, but Obsidian does a great job of making you care. I believe Obsidian stayed true to their background with New Vegas and the Outer Worlds, amazing narrative games with truly unique and lovable companions. They all have a story, they all feel like they're a part of the world. It's amazing, honestly. The game also hosts a beautiful world. There were many times I just stopped and appreciated the scenery, and in doing so, I'd see a cave open I normally wouldn't have, and now I found some great loot. The game rewards you for your exploration. It's great. A lot of games with larger open worlds will just be empty. For Avowed, heading off the beaten path is rewarded. And not just with loot. Important lore is hidden, even choices that have lasting effects on the main story, you have to look for. Now, the sad part, the flaws. Again, I don't think this game holds major flaws, but there are flaws all the same. That being, nothing new or innovative. Just safe. Even with the classless system, it's just very safe. It leads to a pretty boring endgame because high level spells just aren't that good. Even with spellcasting, you can unlock those 5th level spells at like level 12. So it leads to once you get past level 15, upgrading ability feels more like a chore. And a host of weapons need you to be built for them. So it leads to a lot of weapons just being average or worse. Some weapons do make up for it, but mid-game is rough if you're looking to constantly be switching weapons around. Now, that brings me to the upgrade system. To get anything, a rarity up, you need Adra, and there simply isn't enough to go around. If you're lucky, you may be able to up 2 pieces of equipment, and in this game, your equipment makes you. Because if your weapon is worse rarity than the enemy, it's a flat like 35% damage reduction. So if you like more than 2 pieces of gear early on, you're gonna have to part with them soon, which again makes leveling up feel worse, because no matter what, it's about your equipment more than your level. Avowed also sports a ton of small nuisances, like I don't like how you can't block if you're using an offhand weapon. Dodging being your only way to make space gets boring, in my opinion. I enjoy parrying, getting the action, and swinging, but sword and shield or two-handed weapons get dull after a while. And that's another problem, you kinda have to make the game fun after a while. It struggles to keep your genuine interest because progression is less about exciting new features and more about keeping the same amount of swings to kill a bipedal lizard. My next point is enemy variety. Normally, I'm not too upset at this, but it really stuck out to me in this game. You have your light, medium, and heavy enemies split up by different factions. And as you meet these enemies, it's great, but after a while of the exact same thing, it gets a little boring. I know that was a lot of bad at once, but it's honestly not that bad. I enjoy the parts I liked more than I loathe the parts that I didn't. So if you're waiting on a new Monster Hunter, I think you should at least give this game a chance to hold you over.